Today we have a great question by another beautiful soul that I am blessed to know. Vixen is trying to understand exactly how healing frequencies in medbeds can possibly heal disease. It's a deep concept to understand, but it is not without precedent in our medical understanding. In medicine, such questions are related to the mechanism of action of a drug. Simply put, that means how the drug interacts with our body at a cellular level to create healing. The term can also be applied to energy healing in our quest to understand exactly how sound frequencies interact with our bodies at a cellular level to produce healing. I hope that I've stated that in a coherent manner for you. So we are going to look into the simplest and most natural healing of all, alignment with the force or God, depending on your beliefs. First, I work very hard, so please don't forget to like this video, and perhaps YouTube won't censor my content as much. Subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new releases. We're getting so close to 100,000 subscribers, and I'm so grateful for all of you. Check out the shopping items that I've chosen, and if you'd like, I'm always grateful for a small super thanks tip. Okay, so let's get into this esoteric concept of frequency healing by starting out with this question by our beautiful @Vixeniful.
Something I don't get is that the medbeds work with frequency, but most diseases are due to malnourishment. So how can it work?
Let's think about this, Vixen. I don't know if I can agree that most diseases are due to malnourishment. While certainly many of us aren't getting the proper nourishment, there also is a plethora of toxins that are actually breaking down our bodies. So I believe that the complexity of the body is such that many contributing factors create disease. Everything is a balance. So we have a bit of a discrepancy in our beliefs. But let's look at the overall question, which is how can frequencies alter the physical condition of our body? Of course, what I am about to say is not confirmed in clinical trials, because nobody is going to pay for clinical trials related to energy healing until we actually recognize alternative medicine as a healing modality. And well, we don't really want that to happen, or the government would be regulating singing bowls and gongs. So with the understanding that frequencies are only a part of the medbeds, which often include the use of artificial intelligence, holographic projection, and crystals, we will look at the mechanism of action of frequency healing. Remember, there are many types of medbeds. The mechanisms lack hard clinical trials, but we will look at a blend of ancient ideas with modern hypotheses to gain a better understanding. I will also provide a list of my research links in the description of the video that I am creating about this great question. Ancient cultures believed that everything vibrates. Our cells, our organs, and our own energy fields vibrate at specific frequencies, such as 528 Hz, the love frequency, which aligns with the body's natural rhythms, restoring harmony. This was addressed in the Journal of Explorations of Integrated Medicine. Sound waves tweak cellular oscillation, such as the water in our cells, which is 70% of our body fluids and responds to vibration, shifting membrane potential. This was published in the Journal of the Acoustical Society of America in 2015, so there has been a bit of study on the subject for us to draw from. The concept of vibrational effects on our body's water was beautifully demonstrated by Dr. Masaru Emoto in his studies of messages in water. Also, frequencies like 396 Hz are associated with the root chakra and calm the autonomic nervous system. This reduces autonomic sympathetic responses of fight or flight and boosts parasympathetic rest and digestion of the resting state. It was demonstrated in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine in 2005, which showed that low-frequency sounds lower cortisol, demonstrating an approximate 10 to 15% stress drop via vagus nerve stimulation in small studies. Brainwave entrainment is the process where your brain's electrical activity, or brainwaves, sync up with an external rhythmic stimulus, like sound, light, or vibration. It's based on the idea that the brain's natural frequencies, measured via EEG, can be nudged to match a repeated pattern, shifting your mental state. A steady beat such as 10 Hz binaural beats tricks the brain into following that rhythm, boosting alpha waves for relaxation. There have been small studies that show an approximate 10 to 20% stronger target waves after 10 to 20 minutes. The use of binaural beats is very effective during meditation. Solfeggio's 528 Hz is believed to repair DNA, echoing Pythagorean tuning beliefs, where vibration upregulates repair enzymes such as telomerase for cellular repair. So this magnificent machine appears to actually respond to certain frequencies with the release of chemicals. Just amazing, we truly are miracles. The balance of our energy fields comes from systems like traditional Chinese medicine, Ayurveda, and shamanism. Traditional Chinese medicine calls it qi, the life energy flowing through meridians which run throughout our bodies, similar to our circulatory system of veins and arteries. Ayurveda's prana moves via the chakras, or 7 energy hubs from the spine to the crown. Shamanic traditions see energy as a spirit web, disrupted by trauma or illness. The core idea is that health is balance and that blockages or excesses create stagnant qi energy or overactive depleted chakra which cause disease. Frequencies like chants or Tibetan bowls vibrate to clear these jams, realigning the field. Sound's physical waves resonate with this invisible field like tuning a cosmic string. So I think of it as the beautiful and perfect frequencies of our bodies are disrupted and altered by harmful environmental frequencies. Various cultures have studied this for centuries, maintaining that sound waves shift our biofields in both good and bad ways. Modern science has not been completely silent on vibrational healing. Some researchers at NIH's Old Office of Alternative Medicine believe that the bioelectromagnetic field around us is tied to cell voltage. Devices such as EEG or squid magnetometers pick up faint signals, and the heart's magnetic field is believed to extend about 3 feet from our body. Our energy affects everything around us and vice versa. This was hypothesized by the HeartMath Institute in California. They're known for studying heart rate variability, or beat-to-beat timing shifts, as a marker of emotional and physical health, reinforcing the idea that the heart's electromagnetic field influences well-being. They tie this to coherence, a state where heart and brain sync for calm. Low frequencies in the range of 40 to 100 Hz shift heart rate variability, such that small trials report that patients become 10 to 15% calmer. Singing bowls drop cortisol about 20% in 20 minutes. Cymatics is the study of how sound waves create visible patterns in matter like water, sand, or liquid, revealing vibrations' physical effects. Sound frequencies such as 528 Hz travel as waves, pushing particles into shapes such as circles, grids, and mandalas depending on pitch and amplitude. Picture sand on a metal plate on top of a speaker. Low frequencies make simple ripples, whereas high frequencies create intricate designs, as reported in the Journal of the Acoustical Society of America. Modern cymatics experiments were done in 2023, and lab demos show water forming hexagons at 432 Hz. This was a very cool finding that is repeatable. Healing claims include DNA repair, but no modern trials have been done to back it. Another modern take on the use of frequencies in healing is the use of ultrasound or ultrasonography, which uses sound waves to create images of the body. High-frequency sound waves in the range of 1 to 20 MHz are way above human hearing and are used to bounce off tissues, organs, or a fetus. Frequency echoes are mapped into grayscale images. Like cymatics, it's sound waves shaping visuals. While ancient healing frequencies are often considered speculative, the use of frequencies in ultrasound imaging is well proven. So is the use of ultrasound to break up kidney stones through a technique called extracorporeal shock wave lithotripsy, where high-frequency sound waves are focused on the stone from outside the body, shattering it into smaller pieces that can pass into the urine. This has been a standard since the 80s for stones under 2 centimeters, so frequency healing is not just theory. It has been in use for decades. Now we are going to explore some fringe possibilities related to the mechanism of action of energy healing, and it involves something that I was told by a self-proclaimed hybrid extraterrestrial. Melanie Charest related that she rarely eats, and that her species of ETs doesn't eat food for nourishment. So does this mean that any disease would not be related to a species that has evolved to the point of not requiring food? I found this pretty wild and thought I would research the possibility that we could ever evolve into a species that did not eat. Is this even feasible? You might be surprised by the answer. I think this notion appealed to me because I rarely eat these days. I do have an egg white omelet in the morning with some vegan cheese in it, but that is the only meal I eat other than a handful of nuts or maybe a fruit during the day. I used to enjoy food, and now I eat it only when I'm hungry. So I believe that we can evolve to eat much less food. Let's see how. So some ETs have allegedly evolved beyond biochemical dependence on food and nutrients like carbon, nitrogen, or vitamins. Is this feasible? Theoretically, yes. Energy-direct cellular structures could run on ambient energy such as photosynthesis, just like systems using starlight or cosmic rays. Remember the song, "We are stardust, we are golden, we are billion-year-old carbon, and we gotta get ourselves back to the garden." Many have gone before us, and I find clues all around me. Then there is also the possibility of cyanobacteria, which are single-celled photosynthetic bacteria, often called blue-green algae, though they are not a true algae. Cyanobacteria have been around for about 2.5 billion years, and they oxygenate the earth via photosynthesis by using chlorophyll A and phycocyanin to turn sunlight, CO2, and water into glucose and oxygen, which then creates energy stored as ATP. You might think of these bacteria as tiny solar panels. This process would eliminate the need for our guts because energy would be absorbed through our skin or membranes like a body of photovoltaic cells pulling electrons straight from radiation. Clearly, this would require a metabolism shift on our part because instead of ATP, we might use a high-efficiency molecule such as polyphosphate chains or even skip intermediaries, wiring energy directly into cell repair. We eat food at about 2,500 kilocalories a day, which is converted to ATP via our cellular mitochondria. Cyanobacteria could theoretically bypass this, making our metabolism more like that of a plant. This has been described in the 2013 Journal of Theoretical Biology. Again, if you have interest in further research, the links will be in the video description. There are 3 potential mechanisms for us to utilize cyanobacteria for energy. First, let's look at symbiosis. The idea would be to either evolve or implant cyanobacteria in human skin or tissues, which steals chloroplasts from algae to start photosynthesis. This is feasible via engineered cyanobacteria such as Synechococcus, which could live in dermal layers, soaking sunlight to produce glucose or ATP, which is then pumped to human cells. A 2015 Journal of Astrobiology has actually proposed a possible energy yield of such a procedure, which would produce about 10 to 20% of our needs. Then there's gene editing, where cyanobacteria genes can be spliced into human cells so that our skin becomes a photosynthetic factory as described in Nature Biotech. This method would require no bacteria, just us. It would have a higher potential, yielding 30% of our energy if optimized. The third potential way to eliminate the need for nutrition is through biohybrid technology. Wearable or implanted cyanobacteria patches could convert light to electricity and could give us a 5 to 10% boost. This would not be full power generation. We are talking some major Dr. Moreau stuff here, but our evolution is infinitesimal compared to our potential. So a natural evolutionary process would not be objectionable to me, and we are beginning to find that anything is possible in the world of science. So is it feasible for us to evolve as some extraterrestrials have, where we no longer need food for nourishment? It's theoretically feasible, but it would likely take millions of years for such natural evolution to occur. Yes, it can be done with some Frankenstein surgeries, but I'm not there yet. I believe the human body is perfect as it is. So, as we move on into our uncertain futures, we must realize that there are concepts that may seem crazy, but I can promise you that the transition is going to be much easier if we can keep our minds open to anything. Between 52 and 57, different extraterrestrial species have been described by several authors, but galactic habitability models, like the Drake equation by the SETI Institute, have estimated that there could be thousands of different species. The Drake equation is a formula used to estimate the number of communicative extraterrestrial civilizations in our galaxy by multiplying factors like star formation rates, habitable planets, and life's odds of developing intelligence. Technology is going to explode, and a command of frequencies will become pivotal to the evolution of mankind. The displacement of matter via frequency vibrations is well documented, and we will find the technology used in many sectors other than health. So as we close this video out, let me give you a quote to think about. Tomorrow beckons not with answers, but with questions. You can explore or stay blind.